the article that I discovered today, I was actually watching a podcast. Shout out to the 85 South show. I mean, not. I'm just a fan personally. And
nothing wrong with that, baby. Shout it out.
Yeah,
shout it out.
They always
love shout outs.
They always speak on black prosperity and the father in the home. They always speak on black women itself. You know what I'm saying? But they code it in a way that's funny, so it's entertainment. You know what I'm saying?
A little bit clearer so everyone can understand it. What show is this?
Real BNY like.
This is the 85 South show. You know what I'm saying? I personally respect all three of those gentlemen. Carlos, DC, and Chico, and shout out to Nick Cannon for even putting them on.
See, that's part of the reason that when Nick Cannon places
for putting them in the same room.
Yeah, exactly.
To even know that they exist in the same space, but that's neither here nor there.
Shout out to Will Love for doing that for us.
I bet you don't know this. Huh, man. BNY, I bet you don't know this.
Huh, man.
Teach me, please.
Now.
Teach us.
This article, the title of this article says, "The Black Man Who Created Jack Daniel's Whiskey."
Ooh. Wait a minute.
Can we get it?
Hey, I don't
get what?
I don't heard
you just triggered a Karen.
You said, what?
Triggered a Karen. Hold on. That wasn't the Karen.
Crazy and rambunctious.
Yeah, you triggered Kyle. Andrew is coming for you.
They're reaching right now. They're reaching for the top right of the screen with 3 dots right now. Like, Facebook.
Kyle and Karen, please look this up because it's facts. Now, his name is Nathan Nearest Green. Nearest is his nickname.
Shout to Nearest.
But this is what the article says. This is what the article says. It's a book that they're coming out with, and it's basically the autobiography of Nathan Green. Now, he created the most successful whiskey in the U.S., but was never given credit or compensation for the establishment of the product.
Ooh.
And you drinking Jack Daniels right now, listening to BNY. What the fuck you talking about?
Why you just pointing to me?
No, I was pointing to the camera. I'm sorry.
You're drinking Jack Daniels.
That's Jameson. How drunk are you?
Uncle Nearest.
Jameson.
Okay, now I'm gonna read the article verbatim. Okay, it's a tiny paragraph, so black people, please bear with me because I know y'all niggas don't like. I know y'all don't like reading.
He ain't lying though.
Hey, hold a second.
We can
How
talk
to answer for
about
a black
that.
man? You put it in the book. Is that
You
what they
put
say?
it in the book, yes.
And
I read every day.
Hey, shit,
so which is why I'm gonna
Speaking
read
Lowky.
Speak
You know
that
what I'm
shit,
saying? Get
Go
it
ahead. Hey,
clear.
Lowky, do your thing.
You
baby.
might be familiar with Jack Daniel's whiskey, but it was a black man named Nathan Nearest Green who taught Jack Daniels the ancient African technique that filtered liquor through a charcoal mellowing system. This technique is what gives Jack Daniels the rich flavor and taste. Now, for a little backstory, I've learned that it's actually a creek behind the farm that creates Jack Daniel's whiskey. The farm is owned by black people. At the bottom of Jack Daniel's, I think it'll say warehouse number 7. That warehouse is owned by black people. Now, that's just to put it into perspective. It's a creek behind that warehouse that purifies the beans or something like that within the whiskey, which is the secret sauce of Jack Daniel's whiskey, which is why you drinking it right now.
Wait a minute.
Good
You
burger
know what
sauce.
I'm saying?
Wait a minute.
But it wouldn't have been discovered if those slaves, he was a slave. Nathan Green was a slave.
Ooh.
That's what people don't know.
Get into it.
He was a slave.
Oh,
bro.
second.
moment
Hey,
about
you know what
was
I'm
Nathan
saying?
Green paid appropriately for his services
No, he
rendered?
wasn't.
Nathan
Which
Green
is why.
giving
Which is why the first sentence.
reparations?
Which is why the first sentence of this article is celebrating the life of Nathan Green, who successfully created whiskey in the U.S. but was never given credit or compensation for the product.
Man.
He was never given compensation for this
So
product.
that was today in history, in Black history.
Yeah, but I'm not even done.
Woo.
I'm not even done.
Oh,
now,
man.
you might be familiar with brands such as Diddy Ciroc, which grosses $8 million a year, but today, Jack Daniel's the brand is owned by Brown-Forman Corporation and has yearly income of $3 billion. Think about that. Think about that.
Whoa.
Think about that.
Whoa.
Think about that. That's all I'm gonna say. A black man.
Wait a
Nathan,
minute. What's the name of that company? Brown what?
I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me unlock my phone.
Brown name.
Brown-Forman Corporation.
And who owns that?
A white man.
Let me get this straight. So a white man
A white man.
took a recipe.
Stop.
Took a
Lord
black man's
have mercy.
recipe.
This is America.
Hold on.
do
Took a
it.
black man's recipe.
Don't catch you slipping,
Named the
no.
company Brown what?
Jesus
What's the name of
Christ.
the Brown what?
Hold on, Brown. I think it's
Such
Brown
savages.
Foreman. Brown Foreman Corporation. Yes, Brown Foreman
Sacrilegious.
Corporation.
So let me get this straight. You take the recipe from a black man. You call your company Brown Foreman, and then after that, you got the nerve.
You create Jack Daniels, which grosses over $3 billion, and it was made by a black man. Same whiskey, he had the best whiskey in Tennessee. He had the best whiskey in Tennessee.
Man, look at that.
I find the fact that Ciroc only makes $3 million in profits a year disturbing.
No, you said 8 million. You said 8 million, but it's still.
Yeah,
Regardless,
yeah.
Hold on.
Nobody
$3
drinks.
billion for Jack
Nobody
Daniels.
drinks it anymore.
I only
Is this
saved-
on?
It was hot
Hold
for
on.
yeah. It's on.
It's on. I only saved this response.
My mic's hot, baby.
The
I only
Yeah,
saved this
spoken.
You
response.
didn't know who may show up.
Hold on. I only saved this response for Facebook folks that I be talking to so they can be educated or to block them. The caucasity. The caucasity here.
The caucasity.
Hey,
God.
since my mic is on, to Lowky's point,
Here we
if
go.
you wanna get some of the best whiskey still,
Uh-oh.
Uncle Nearest, man,
Yep.
it's
But-
in liquor stores.
Shout out to Kenny Burns. He's a man. He's from DC.
Tell them.
And he created documentaries. He's been a person that's put his foot forward to the cause for a very long time. Prison reform, man. He's very aware.
True.
Kenny Burns just came out with an 1842. Make sure y'all buy that because he owns it. And he was the man that got me sharp to the fact that Jack Daniels been doing this melanin dirty for how long? I don't even know how long Jack Daniels been around, but they grossed over $3 billion off that same recipe
sure
that Nathan. I forgot his name.
1.5
Hey,
Off
real
the
quick,
grid.
hey, I'll say-
That Nathan.
I feel like if I do a Google search, Nathan's family's like, so
Nathan Green. That's his name.
what's really good out
How
here?
much of that profit
Hey,
from
real
the
quick,
military?
ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Lowky.
That's another conversation.
Hey, Lowky, for the record, would you No, you good. Don't worry about that right there. That's perfect. Would you mind just if it's cool with you, telling people how old you are?
I'm only 22, bro.
Exactly.
Shout out.
I'm only
Ladies and gentlemen.
22.
Oh, this
That's
is
the
young
knowledge
man.
right there.
Yeah, and so if he
Exactly.
can have knowledge like that, ain't no excuse. This is my final thought. Ain't
God
no
damn it,
excuse
Stop it,
for none of these niggas out here
Tory Lane.
to say, ain't no excuse for none of these niggas out here to say they're a product of their environment.
Wait, hold on.
damn it,
Are we,
already knew.
Hey, hold on.
Already knew.
Are we jumping back?